Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another episode of B is for Build. In today's episode, we're gonna roll things back a little bit. And we got a ton of stuff to do. I have to have this car ready for paint tomorrow. That's not gonna happen, but I'm gonna try. Stay tuned. On this channel, and in general in life, I'm a big fan of sleeping on your decisions. Doing daily videos kind of takes that ability away from you. And now we have this situation that we just had. I don't like these headlights anymore. I didn't like them by the time I got home. I got home and I was talking with Chelsea and I was kind of bummed. And I showed her a picture of the car and she's like, I think it looks good. And I was like, I don't. I really don't. It reminded me of this animal from Dory. After posting on Instagram too, a lot of you guys I found out felt the same way as me. It's like, let's bring the flip-ups back. Also, flip-up headlights are freaking cool, man. They flip up. That's awesome. Not many cars have those anymore. I want them back. I want them back. Took me 7 hours to install those yesterday, and we got to undo it much quicker today if we're going to get anywhere close to staying on schedule. And unfortunately, that's what's left of the headlights right now. They're in 4 different pieces. I lost some bolts. I cut a thing off. It's going to be fun. Let's get down to work. We're uninstalling Evo-R type headlights and reinstalling stock headlights. Yes, it's a good day. It's a good day. As good as new. It's like I never cut it off because I was impatient. What's up, WRXs? You guys got headlights, well that's very nice. But can they do this? I don't know what I was thinking not having pop-up headlights. If you had the option to have your headlights be half transformer, half headlight, why would you not? Why would you not? So to make them a little bit brighter, I wired up some of these LED bulbs. I guess they're just LED headlight bulbs. They were sent to me by this brand, and since you can't read that, I'll flip it over. NAO. Now, there's a link in the description. Huge thanks to them to sending these out for us. They're nice and bright, you can see. Nice headlighty looking pattern, and they're a cool white color, so that's good. That's nice. Now, this is supposed to be a bodywork episode, so we got to do some body work. I think I'm going to go ahead and get started on the headlight covers. One is covered in fake carbon fiber vinyl wrap. The other one is covered in absolutely terrible paint. I got to get both those cleaned up and ready to be painted with the car. Well, that's one done. On to the next one. Headlight covers are almost done. They just got resprayed again with high filler primer. So I did 1 coat of high filler primer, sanded them down, 2nd coat of high filler primer. Now they got some spots that need a little bit more love, and then they'll get high filler primer, but they're very close to being done. Moving on to the troubled area of the car, the rear hatch. Now if this was a trunk and it ended out like here, I would have totally just bought a new one, but since it's this whole massive rear hatch, I decided I'll go ahead and repair it. It's got 26 holes in the back, which is a lot, but I can't criticize too much because I'm gonna add 10 more when I mount this rear spoiler. So I need to fix these. I'm going to start by welding the holes shut, and then basically these have been pulled up, so I'm gonna have to tap them back down so they're not a high point in the car. and then we can look into to finish work. This is gonna be time consuming. Okay, I've came up with a strategy. So what we've done is we've hammered down all the spots that were high. So now they're gonna be more like low spots. That way when we body fill over them, we can go ahead and sand, and we're not gonna be sanding through the metal to lower down the high spot and risk like sanding another hole in the car. So that's all good there. Now for these larger holes, I've cut out pieces of metal that are gonna be the backing for the hole. So that'll go in the back like this, and like that, and then I will go ahead and weld that hole shut with the backing material in there. The smaller holes, just gonna weld themselves to themselves and close up that gap with the filler material. So I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm excited to try. Okay, well I got the holes welded up. Nothing I'm too proud of as far as welding wise, but it's just, it kind of globs up when you're trying to build a puddle around a thing. And I had to be very, very careful about the heat because I was getting some panel warping happening here. That's what I was talking about on the wide body stuff and other things previously. So I found the level of heat. I hope I got a little warpage here where it's actually going up. Most of them went down, and down we could fix. Up is an issue. But I think this is the right path. So the next thing I'm gonna do is move over to here, do this side as well, get it welded up. Then I'm gonna come in with the flap wheel and clean all these up. All right, this took forever, but it is looking good. That's kind of how the holes that I welded everything up on themselves ended up looking like. And these ones have a little bit more pitting because they were a lot larger, but they're looking good too. So that's all good. Next step, sand the deck and get ready for body filler. But I decided we should shave the antenna as well. So the antenna is going to get the same treatment basically that one of these large ones did. We're gonna scuff up the outside to bare metal, bend a piece of metal that's going to match up with this body line real nicely, hold it from the outside in, and then we're going to weld around that ring right there without warping the panel. And then when we do the body filler for all this, we can do body filler for that, knock it all out at the same time, and we'll have a nice clean shaved antenna. Okay, we got everything welded up and we got a layer of body filler on top of it. I can tell I put on way too much over there. I think this is gonna be okay, and that looks really good to me. So just gotta hang out and let that dry. While I'm doing that, I gotta find something else that needs paint prepped. Oh, I'm gonna go take care of those headlight covers. The headlight cover is a work in progress. All the spray paint that the person put on there before, in some spaces it's causing a reaction, so I'm close to having that wrapped up. Next thing I'm going to move on to, the trunk lid is still drying. I'm going to move on to the hood here. Chelsea just came here. She's going to work on the door. I'm going to work on the hood. This is a level of, this is a layer of spray paint that the previous owner put on here to a red stock hood. So I'm going to try and sand through, and I'm going to try and get to the spray paint level so this thing will turn a little bit more red and get through the spray paint that he put on here. Well, I wanted to get it back down to red, but I am not going to be able to do that. I don't have low enough grit sandpaper and the right tools to be able to do that. It just kept clogging up my sandpaper like crazy. So sorry, all OCD people out there. It's kind of going to look like this. So this is a pass with 220, and then right now I'm going to hit it with some wax and grease remover, clean the surface up, and then I'm going to give it another pass with some 400, and that's where we'll leave it before paint. right, that's all that I'm gonna do with that hood. That stupid spray paint is just clogging up absolutely everything. So I got it pretty smooth. Hopefully we won't have any more problems down the line. So that's gonna stay like that. Moving on to the back, it's time to smooth out some of this body filler and see what we're left with. Hey, that turned out pretty well. I'm very surprised. So there are some kind of deep spots that need to be filled up again. So I am gonna have to pass back through one more time with a little bit more body filler. And this is a high filler primer, so it'll be it's meant to be sanded down. But overall, that's a huge improvement. And then we got this spot here, and I think I sense kind of a low spot. I'm not really sure. But that's a tomorrow thing. For the rest of today, the reason I have Chelsea here, who's freezing right now, is to finish cutting for the wide body. So that's what we're gonna do right now. And then we are going to line things up correctly for the fender flares on the front bumper. So there's just something I'm trying to figure out is, does this thing kind of wrap over the edge of this lip, or does it stop right here? How exactly is the best way to put that so it matches up with the front bumper the best way? And so that's what we're trying to figure out. And then Chelsea and I will temporarily mount the front bumper because all this stuff has to come back off for paint. Well, not the bumper though. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that right now, temp mount that thing, and then we'll look at how to mount the front bumper. It's really starting to come together. The look is really starting to form. I like the look of this. Now, everything on here is basically just a test mount right now, so don't start worrying about panel gaps quite yet. But what we did was we got the side over fender, we got the fender cut and the over fender on. Again, it's also test fit on there. But what Chelsea and I were doing was figuring out the alignment of how the over fender sits on the fender so it matches up with the bumper correctly. We got that figured out. We got the bumper on the car. We test fit that and everything lines up. The quality of this bumper is actually really good, so I'm really stoked on that, and everything's gonna line up. And we're gonna be able to get really good panel gaps out of this car too. And I like the look of the pop-up headlights, and I like that I have the pop-up headlights. I like that they pop up. It's cool, I like it. So I'm really glad that we went backwards on that. Only took a couple hours out of the day. More work actually went into just cleaning up those headlight buckets. So now at this stage, I'm supposed to be ready to roll into paint, and I'm clearly not, but I'll have to figure that one out tomorrow. You know, that rear hatch thing, it's not too glamorous, but I'm very proud of it. That was a lot of work that went into it, and it's looking really good. Like on one of the first, normally me and body filler, that's not a quick process. And we shaved the antenna. I went the extra mile. I'm stoked on that. And you know what, with this bumper now on here and the flat headlights and everything, like, I don't know, I think I said this in this video, that last night I kind of went home bummed. I was not stoked on the look of this car. I have the exact opposite feeling now. So I hope you guys feel the same way. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate the hell out of all of you guys. If you'd like to help out and support, check out our sponsor for this build, JDM Buyer. It's a #1 source for JDM parts. They got a sleek setup. You head over to their website, bid on parts in Japan, get them on the cheap. Use the group shipping service and bring it on over here, or some items you can get flat rate shipping service. It's very, very affordable. Things like wheels. Cheaper than I know how to ship them across the country. You can ship those mofos from Japan. And if you want to just bring a whole damn car over, head over to their partner website, rbmotoring.com. And the link to both of those is in the description. That's about it, guys. Tomorrow, Chelsea and I are gonna head to the paint store and get the color paint for this car. And I hope you join us for that. Thank you for joining us for this. Like I said, I appreciate you guys. You already know that. And I will see you tomorrow. Peace! Oh, by the way, shirts are coming out soon. Shirts and hoodies. They're awesome.